Thank you to all the volunteers that helped run the straw poll and the registration platform this year. I hope your registration experience was smoother and less errors on your names this year than ever before. So, if we can get the straw poll up on the screen. All right, next slide. The 2017 Pennsylvania straw poll results. The key points this year, 232 ballots were collected from Friday morning through Saturday at 10 a.m. Thank you to all 232 of you. Every voter was verified attendee. In years past, we've done a little sticker on the back of everyone's badges, and with the new electronic system, I didn't want to pre-print the numbers or tie the numbers into attendees and print them on the badge that way, because then technically you could say, I know who voted for who. So I wanted to kind of just do it a different way. So we went back to actually the first year we did the poll, where I had a list of all the attendees, and we checked you off as you came up to vote and made sure you only voted once that way. There were 40 Pennsylvania counties represented this weekend, so bravo, huge. And with that, 7 states, including Pennsylvania, Virginia, Maryland, New York, Washington, D.C., Delaware, and North Carolina. So thank you for our neighbors that came to visit. So technology, we brought together this great thing for registration. And I wanted to throw a little bit more into it. I'm really have my fingers crossed that this works. I did a session on this the other day, and it worked brilliantly. So I'm hoping I have the same success today. So everybody, with your phones, at least those of you that want to participate and have a text message plan, send a text message right now to 22333 and simply just say Scott R. Davis. This is going to sign you up for a live polling system that will actually allow you to poll and vote on slides that I have up on the screen. And as you vote, you will actually see the results on the screen. So if you think just walking up to the iPad is tech savvy, check this stuff out. Your voice is heard even if you missed the straw poll. And that's the big thing. Let's go to the next one. And all right. So the first question, did you complete the official 2017 Pennsylvania straw poll? Simply text A to that same number, 22333, and immediately we're going to see the results. So could you imagine next year not having to go to the iPad at all and just doing the entire straw poll like this? It'd make my life a little easier, maybe a little less stressful. But it looks like the majority in this room actually took some time, went through, completed the straw poll. So thank you to all of you that did that. And thank you for proving that the concept works. Let's move on to the next slide. The demographics. Age demographics. 17 and younger, 46. Actually, 56 to 65 was 46. 17 and younger was 5. 46 was the largest bracket, and that's that 56 to 65. 26 to 40, 41 of you. We had 18 to 25, 43 of you. That's a big thanks to the college Republicans and all of the work that goes into that effort. Next slide. Now, I had some fun with this one. Gender is a big topic this year, and typically the question is simply, what is your gender? Well, I wanted to give everyone the option this year, and I asked, what is your identified gender? So I don't know how many of you caught that, but when you took the poll, 144 of you identified as male, 82 of you identified as female, and 2 of you identified as something else. Ooh, next slide. The represented counties, Lancaster 15, Allegheny 14, Berks 13, Cumberland 2016. It definitely helps having this in your backyard. Dauphin, we're going to catch you next year at 21. And that was just the top 5. But political ideology, social conservatives 70, fiscal conservatives 123. The trend continues. The one thing I want to point out is we had 0 progressives and 0 liberals this year. And I think that was evident because we had no protesters during any of the speeches, unless someone wants to take the opportunity now. Next slide. How many times have you attended the PLC? 2 to 5, 100. First time, 68. 6 to 10, 44. More than 10, 25. So as you see, we are still growing. That initial base, the college Republicans, our youth outreach, continuing to reach younger generations, continuing to bring them through and discover how great the PLC can be is definitely paying off, because last year I think we had more first times, but now it's your second year. So thank you for coming back. Thank you for coming for the first time. I hope you had a great time. Next slide. What do you consider more important in a candidate? The ability to get things done, even if it requires compromise, or the adherence to principle, even if it prevents action? 91 of you want just to get things done, but 139 stick to the principle. Absolutely. Next slide, please. And the results for the Commonwealth. In your opinion, would you say things in the Commonwealth are going in the right track, or are they off track? Wrong track, 111. 67 of you are in the middle of the road. 19 are unsure. 28 of us feel we're going in the right direction. That tells me we got to make some changes, and let's get back on the right track. Next slide. In your opinion, what is the most important issue facing the Pennsylvania General Assembly in 2017? Pension reform. Pension reform. Next slide, please. How many jurisdictions across the Commonwealth do you think have enacted policies which limit cooperation with ICE officials? Now, I know this is actually, there is a right answer to this, and I took it off the recent Department of Homeland Security bulletin. I actually counted them. But it kind of really threw me off when I looked at the report, and it's one of the things I wanted to highlight. The one stands out, Philadelphia. I think it's the most notable, the most public acknowledged. As far as the survey, 2 to 5, 47, 6 to 10, 46, 11 to 15, 21, 16 to 20 is 8, more than 21 is 18. The official number is actually 16. That includes cities, municipalities, counties. So really, when you think of that number and think of the immigration and the problems we're facing in PA, remember, next time you talk to your legislators, let's get that number down. Next slide, please. In your opinion, should the Pennsylvania legislature do more to end the practice of the sanctuary cities? 143, absolutely. I don't think there's really any question in this room. 58 was a yes. 10 somewhat, and the lower numbers. Unsure was 40. So next slide. What do you feel is the largest concern facing the Pennsylvania's education system? Who wants to take a guess? I'm thinking labor unions, right? Labor unions, absolutely. 87. 72 comes in with pensions. The two tie hand in hand. How confident are you Republicans in the state legislation will stand firm and block the tax hikes and higher taxes proposed by Governor Wolf? 123 of us are somewhat confident. 53 are somewhat unconfident. 13's very unconfident. And there's 38 of us in the room that are very confident that we're going to stand firm. So I'm hoping our odds are in our favor on this one. All right, time for a live question. Early favorite for the 2018 Pennsylvania governor race. So here, simply text that 22333 and tell me who your early favorite choice, and I know one of them, and he happens to be my favorite, just spoke before me, because what's better to have two Scots on the stage at the same time, right? Pepe. Portia. All right, I still don't see a Scott Davis. We got some Bob Newman. Waggy Boy. It's only going to take time until this is uncomfortable. So Lou Barletta, there's a Scott, yay. Trump. All right. Do we have any Trump towers in PA? All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, who's the jokester? The most important issue facing the U.S. in 2017 is Lowman Henry. Now, this was a write-in. This absolutely was a write-in. I had to do something for him. All right. So, actually, what is the most important issue facing the U.S.? Government spending, 80. Illegal immigration, 40. Size of the government, 45. Federal Reserve got 5. Right to life is in there, too. So, do you approve or disapprove the job Republicans in Congress are doing? 118 disapprove. I think that's evident with the recent health care situation. 57 of us are undecided. There's 53 that actually approve it. So, next slide. Has President Trump met your expectations to date? 76 are yes. 49 of us are absolutely. 86 somewhat. 13 no. There's 2 or 3 of us absolutely not. And 2 unsure. Do you feel President Trump is realigning the conservative movement? 24 agree. 83 somewhat. 67 are yes. 30 disagree. 8 strongly disagree, and 15 of us are unsure. So, next slide. Which of President Trump's campaign promises is most important to have accomplished? Bringing back jobs and health care reform, overwhelmingly. Overwhelming. Then there were a few write-ins. Abortion, rights of the unborn, debt reduction, eliminating taxes, eliminating regulations, relations with Israel, and tax reform. Next question. There you go. Who was your favorite PLC 2017 speaker? This is a question I've never been able to ask before. It's a question I always want to ask, but if you take the poll Friday morning, you haven't heard half the speakers. So it's kind of unfair. So, all right, who put Obama? Did I miss something? And there's more people voting for Obama. The more votes it gets, the larger the text becomes. So we have a few jokesters in the room. All right, let's move on to the next one. Not yet. Thank you, again, for participating. This is the 7th annual year that I've done the Pennsylvania Straw Poll. Over the last 7 years, I've collected 1,966 ballots. Looking forward next year crossing that 2,000 mark. Let's move on to the next one. Should be 2 more slides. So again, thank you. And the last slide, and I'm going to leave the stage and bring Dave back up while I leave this one on. What was your favorite memory of PLC 2017? And as Dave comes up on the stage and I walk off ever so slowly, just enjoy the memories. Remember, I'll see you all next year. Thank you.